This is the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2, and this is one of the best phones you'll never hear about. It's in a league that I've dubbed as the budget flagships. And these budget flagship phones are really interesting, but a lot of them are really unknown to a lot of people around the world. And that's because they're just not marketed that well and they're not available in too many regions. So this is a phone that's only available in India and China. And this phone is a force to be reckoned with. It's really, really powerful. It's got a Snapdragon 835, it's got 6 gigs of RAM, and it really does have top-notch specs. And the best part is it doesn't have a notch. So that's surprising because everybody's putting notches on everything now. I mean, I'm tired of that trend. I'm tired of people copying stupid things. And this is a very interesting way to go about this all. So what Xiaomi did was, instead of putting in a notch, what they did was they extended the screen all the way to the top, and then they shifted all the sensors and stuff to the bottom of the phone. So, you know, there's a bottom chin that's not that big. It's about the size of what you'd see on the S8, probably just a hair larger. And then the top is just all the way bezel free. Like the screen goes all the way to the edge, which is exactly what I kind of like. And no notches means you don't have to worry about things being cut off. You don't have to see that weird, you know, gap in your display. And there's just a lot to like about this phone. So let me start off and tell you why I love the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2. And number one is the performance. So this has got a Snapdragon 835, 6 gigs of RAM, and it really does perform well, all for a very, very low price. I mean, the price point on this is very aggressive, and comparing it to something like the Google Pixel, it just doesn't make sense why you'd pay that much money for a Pixel when you could get the same internals on a phone that's much cheaper. It's just, it does boggle my mind that, you know, manufacturers are able to get so much of the best out of those top-end phones and put it into phones that are way cheaper. Number two is the build quality. So the build quality on this phone is amazing. It uses ceramic on the back, and it is a all-metal phone around the borders, which is, it just feels so good. The front glass and the back ceramic, they're both curved, and the phone kind of just has the smooth feeling about it. It really does feel comfortable in the hand. It's the perfect size, and it doesn't feel too slippery. A lot of these phones feel very slippery while they're in your hand. This doesn't, which I really like about it. The build quality, top notch, and everything, the buttons, the tactile feel, everything just feels solid and perfect. Number three, the design. So as I said, I love the design of this phone. Very simple. It's got the curved ceramic on the back. It's got the curved glass on the front. The rounded off frame over here. It's got a very clean front with that display having a small chin at the bottom, nothing on the top, and a very clean back as well. Fingerprint scanner, camera, flash. That's it. And then it has Mi Mix designed by Xiaomi. And it's a very, very clean and neat design. I really like that. I hate over-styling, and this, I think, is the sweet spot between not styling aggressively, but having your device look classy as well. Number three, talking about that display, I am so impressed that this device has an 80.8% screen-to-body ratio without a notch. So with notches, it's very easy to go above 80% on the body-to-display ratio, but without a notch, very impressive by Xiaomi. The display is definitely a very cool thing to have on this, especially because there's no notches. It's a very traditional squared out display, and I really like that, especially when you're watching YouTube videos or something. There's nothing cut out of the frame, and I just like having the more traditional square display. Moving on, number five, the price. So this phone is very aggressively priced. I believe it undercuts the OnePlus, and it is just unbelievable what Xiaomi can do when it comes to price. They've always been very aggressively priced, and this phone is just, you know, with the features it has, the internals it has, and the way it's designed, the body, everything, it's hard to see why flagships are charging you so much for devices like this, especially with Androids, where a lot of flagships charge you, you know, almost double sometimes of what this costs for a phone that is very similar to this. So the pricing, amazing. I just think that Xiaomi hit the nail on that one. And I really wish this was available in more countries, because that would really put them on the map, especially because they're so aggressively priced. The last and final thing about this phone that is really good is that battery. It's got a 3400 milliamp hour battery, and it lasts all day without problems. And it's just a very good battery life, which really does help, because You know, some of the battery lives in a lot of devices these days, they're getting smaller and smaller, especially Samsung devices. In the past, they got really small batteries after that Note 7 debacle, and the battery life on those is definitely the sore point for me, but for this, battery has been excellent. The large battery really helps with the smaller size as well. It's not a very gigantically sized screen, so it just really does overall make the experience a lot nicer because you don't have to keep plugging the device in. So that rounds up why I love the Xiaomi Mi Mix 2. It's a great phone. I think it's aggressively priced, and the phone all around is really good. I mean, it's not perfect by any measure. You know, I made another video talking about that. I'll link it up here when I do post that, but I really think that this device is just, it's there. The Xiaomi needs to work a little bit more on correcting some of the issues and making sure that it's available to the public a little bit easier. I mean, it's not only available in very certain regions and that they're easily accessible to others, because I think this is a surefire hit. And I am really looking forward to the next version of this to see what Xiaomi does to improve upon this base that they've built. So if you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't already, guys, please be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content on the Mi Mix 2 and a bunch of other devices. And also be sure to follow me on social media. I have all the links down in the description below. I really appreciate all the support you guys give me. So, I mean, just thank you so much for that. And I hope you have a great day, guys. I'll catch you in the next one.